Your Honors, the next to be interviewed is Professor Raul Pangalangan of the University of the Philippines and Chairman, Bantay Katarungan.
You may take your seat, Dean. Now, upon request of Congressman Tupas, he will be the first to ask the questions. So, Congressman Tupas, please. Anyway, you already submitted your written opening statement. It's already 12 o'clock.
Oh yes, of course.
Another hour. Another hour probably will be already all hungry. So anyway, you have already a copy of your opening statement.
Yes, Your Honor. I submit, Your Honor. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, members of the council. Good afternoon, Dean Raul Pangalangan.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
My former professor at the UP College of Law. Yes, Dean, first of all, you are 53 years old now. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Quite young dun sa standard ng mga aplikante, di ba?
Opo, tama po.
And if appointed Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, you will serve 17 years.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Kanina, when we were interviewing yung first na interview dun sa incumbent justice, si Justice Abad. Parang very, very clear rin yung stand niya dito eh. At least sa akin. Sinabi niyang, dapa na nga eh. Diba ganun sinabi niya, dapa na ang Korte Suprema after impeachment, tapos lalagyan pa ng outsider, lalong dapa, di ba? Dadagdagan pa. Ganun natin sinabi. So meaning yung at least yung sa isa sa mga insiders or incumbent na siyempre prefer nila yung insider, for many reasons probably, and probably yung isa sa reason doon yung age, isa doon yung experience. So paano mo pupunuan ito, Dean, if ever na ikaw yung ma-appoint or ma-nominate namin muna at ma-appoint? How would you address yung problems na to na outsider, ito experience yung mga kasama mo doon, matatapakan mo, or hindi naman masasapawan mo yung iba, hindi na magiging Chief Justice. Diba? So how would you address these problems?
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor, for the question. First of all, hindi ho ako bago sa sitwasyon na yon. I became dean at the age of 40. My predecessor was then retiring at the age of 65. He belonged to class 58 of the UP College of Law. I was born in 1958. So the gap was rather big. It did not pose any problem to me. My successor also was actually eventually retired in office. So if the question is whether being young comparatively is a disadvantage, it can actually be turned into an advantage. So, for instance, I enjoyed wonderfully the support of my most senior colleagues in the faculty, and they helped me throughout my deanship. I had 2 terms as dean of the law school, and that is why, for me, when I look at the issue, for instance, of what people now call a divided court, a court with well-identified camps. That is a situation I have faced before, of presiding over highly articulate, very intelligent, assertive faculty members who have different opinions, and getting them to work together under my leadership and achieving the goals that I have set out for the institution.
Doon naman po sa, di ba yung Article 8, Section 1, yung expanded jurisdiction. Gusto ko lang, very briefly lang, Dean, ano ang pananaw mo doon sa expanded jurisdiction of the Supreme Court vis-a-vis doon sa political question?
Yes. Thank
Just
you, Your
very, very.
neither the time nor the energy nor the inclination to reform that. He will just see it as well. Today I'm number 10. Maybe I will have to wait for about 1 or 2 hours, but that's okay. That's my morning for today, and I will move on for my next hearing, my next deadline. So it takes the reforms will have to come from those who are either released from that burden, or who would be tasked precisely to take that long view. And that is the advantage of the professor.
Your forte is public law
That is correct, Your Honor.
and international law.
Opo.
You are in favor of, supposing there's a charter change, you're in favor, once you are a Chief Justice, no? You're appointed Chief Justice. Are you in favor of retaining the power of the Supreme Court under Article 8? Is that Section 1?
That is correct, yes.
Based on grave abuse of discretion to review even the acts of
Yes.
the two branches of government?
Yes. Your Honor, my short answer is I'm rather conservative on many things. And on this point, for me, I'm prepared to accept the text as it is. Yeah. Because, Your Honor, it is not a problem with the text. It is a problem with those who interpret the text. Because there is a way to read that expanded power without, dragging the court into the political thicket. Of course, ideally, Your Honor, we can refine that language. After all, grave abuse of discretion, originally under Rule 65, was a check on judicial discretion, discretion which is highly circumscribed. And now we apply the grave abuse of discretion test on open-ended political discretion by all instrumentalities of government. That is, of course, that opens the floodgates. But I've said there are ways to, there's sluice gates by which to rein it back. So my focus, Your Honor, is less on the amendment of the constitutional text. It is more on the refinement of judicial interpretation.
Okay. Last question. I do not know if this is your answer will be very long, but it is my last question because already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Can you name or state rather 3 major problems that now beset the court, and can you give solutions, or what your solutions would be? Mahaba ba yun?
Opo,
Mahaba. 3 major problems, then state or give the solutions.
Okay, sir. Let's start with the most familiar, the recruitment of the best and the brightest into the legal profession. I have been bar examiner twice.
You should have been included when you apply. You should have been appointed a long time ago.
I'm sorry?
You said that you have to recruit the brightest. Then you should have been already appointed long time ago as member of the court.
Oh, well, thank you, Your Honor, for the kind thoughts. But, Your Honor, the bar exams. During my IBP presentation, I openly, publicly recognized the most radical reforms carried out by the Supreme Court, and I said that the way it was implemented was the way to go. This is the shift to the MCQs, the multiple choice questions. I appreciated as a professor the careful way by which the reforms were phased in. It was gradual. It was with full consultation with the law schools, their faculty, and their deans. Of course, the process has the process. Mr. Chairman, I was referring to the bar exam reforms. The process continues today, but that is the way to do it. Of course, I know that I'm promoting another applicant before the court, but I do appreciate the work that Justice Abad has done. But for me, I was on the Supreme Court Committee on Legal Education that reviewed this. The original proposal on MCQs was for a sitting panel of examiners. And for me, what I call the present system, which is built